Assalamualaikum friends, welcome to part 2 of performance management, the CBE specimen paper. So part 1 I went through section A and this is part B where I'll be going through section B questions. Okay, so your section B question, this is question number 16, the first question. On the left hand side you'll be given the case study, on the right hand side you have to answer. Okay, so the question asks, if Milo adopts a maxi-min approach to decision making, which daily supply level will he choose? Is it 450, 620, 775 or 960? Okay, so based on that you have written maxi min. Okay, what is maximin? There are many things. Okay, maximax, maximin, minimax, min. Okay, so for that, to answer this I don't have to read all these things. Okay, by just looking at this I can answer this question. Okay, so there is a way of doing that, but I'm not going to show the way right now. Okay, to find out the maximin approach. Okay, the correct answer is 450. 450 lunches. You're going to go by the demand level. Okay, I'm sorry, the supply level. So if you see the supply level at 450, 620, 775 and 960. Okay, it is all the same at 450, 1170, whereas in the other it keeps changing, right? At 450 if you see, okay, the demand level and the supply level is 1170. Whereas others keeps changing. In fact, this if you see at 620 is 980, which is less than this. All these are less than this. Okay, so 450 is the maximum. Okay, if you are going by this decision you will choose this 450. So we are going to go next. Now if he adopts a Minimax regret approach to decision, which daily supply will he choose out of the four? This is a second way. Okay, so the answer is 960 lunches. It's a Minimax. Okay, next. Which of the following statements are true if Milo chooses to use expected values to assist in his decision making regarding the number of lunches to be provided? Make sure you know what is expected values. Okay, which two of the following statements? So if you go through, the first one is this: expected values will ignore any variability which would occur across the range of possible outcomes. That is number 2. And the second one is, it can be applied to Milo as is evaluating a decision which occurs many times over. Okay, these two are correct. Okay, for that we don't have to read this case study, which saves your time. Not every question needs you don't have to read the case study. Okay, so coming to the third one. What is the maximum amount which Milo would be willing to pay for this information to the nearest hold? Okay. The Human Resource Department has offered to undertake some research to help Milo to predict the number of employees who will require lunch in cafeteria each day. This information will allow Milo to prepare an accurate number of lunches each day. Okay. Maximum amount which will be willing to pay for this information. So how are you going to get it? You need to read the first 3 lines. Milo runs a cafeteria situated on the ground floor of a large corporate office block. Each of the 5 floors of the building are occupied and there are in total 1,240 employees. Okay, 1,240 employees. So now the question is asking what is the maximum amount which buyer will be willing to pay for this information. Which information they're talking about for this research which you have to give. Okay, so it will be 191. Okay, next. While is now considering investing in a specific specialty coffee machine, he has estimated the following daily results for the new machine. Indicated by clicking on the relevant boxes in the table below where each of the following statements regarding the sensitivity of this investment are true or false. Okay, so make sure you know what is sensitivity and all. Okay, this is there in the financial management also. Sensitivity analysis. Okay, so the first one. The investment is more sensitive to changes in sales volume than sales price. So that you have to check. Okay. Is more sensitive to change in sales volume than sales price. This is sales price and this is sales volume 650. Okay. Which is false. They are saying it is more sensitive to changes in sales volume, which is 650. Next, if a variable cost increases by 44%, the investment will make a loss. Okay, so you can increase the variable cost by 44% and see whether they are making a, just increase this by 44% and find the new profit. Are they making a loss or not? Okay, so they are not making a loss. It's a false. Okay, you can calculate and check. Okay, if you want, let me do it manually. No, they'll be making 13.2. The profit will be 13.2. Still, they are making profit. Okay, the investment sensitivity to incremental fixed cost is 550%. It is true. Okay, how? Because you just have to divide the profit 385 by 70. Okay, let us use a calculator for that. So 385 divided by 70. Just check it is 5.5. That means 550%. So it is true. The margin of safety is 84.6%. Make sure that you know the formula for margin of safety. Okay, let us see if you can see the help formula sheet whether it is given or not. The formula sheet. Whether margin of safety formula is given or not. Okay, so definitely it's not given. Okay, so you need to know and the answer is true. Next. Okay, you need to scroll the whole page, otherwise it will not take you to the next page. Okay, now next. This is the next case study. Okay, assuming that the budget figures are correct, what would be the flex total production cost if the production is 80% of the maximum capacity? For this you have to read this. Okay, so let us read. Carrefour company is a business which manufactures computer laptop batteries, and it has developed a new battery which has a longer usage time than batteries currently available in laptops. The selling price of the battery is focused to be 45. You can even highlight also. Let us highlight. The maximum production capacity is this. And the company's management accountant is currently preparing annual flexible budget and has collected the following information for material cost, labor cost, and fixed cost. Okay, at different production units, they have made the budgets. Now, in addition to the above cost, the management accountant estimates that for each increment of 50,000 units produced, one supervisor will need to be employed. Okay, a supervisor's annual salary is this. So let us highlight. The production manager does not understand why the flexible budgets have been produced, as it's always been a fixed budget previously. Definitely a question will be asked on this on theory part later on, but let us not be concerned about it. Our concern is the calculation part. Okay. That is this one. So here, what would be the flash total production cost if 80% of maximum capacity? Okay, so make sure that you find the production, cost, total production cost. Okay, if we set 80% maximum capacity. Okay, so definitely that you have to know how to do it, and the answer will be this. Next, using the same information here. Okay, so the management accountant has said a machine maintenance cost was not included in the flexible budget but needs to be taken into account. What was not there? Machine maintenance cost. This has to be there but was not taken. New battery will be manufactured on a machine currently owned by coffee company which was previously used for a product which has now been discontinued. The management accountant estimates that every 1000 units will take 14 hours to produce. The annual machine hours and maintenance cost for the machine for the last 4 years has been given. Okay, what is the estimated maintenance cost of the production of the battery is 80% of maximum capacity to the nearest 1000. Okay, previously in section A when we were doing, we did a question on like that. When the capacity, they have given the percentage of capacity, how do you calculate? Okay, so the right answer will be 593,000. Okay, make sure that you know how to calculate this. If you're not getting, you can comment me on the below so that I can answer you individually your doubts. Okay, same case study. In the first month of the production of the new battery, the actual sale was this, and the sales revenue was this, and the budgeted sales unit was this. So based on this information, which of the statement is true? Okay, so just go through the 4 options. It is when the budget is flexed, the sales variance will only include the sales price variance. Okay. Next. Which of the following statements relating to the preparation of a flexible budget for the new battery are true? This is relating to the flexible budget. So, first one, the budget could be time consuming to produce as splitting out semi-variable may not be straightforward. Is it true? Exactly, it is true. Because now it's a flexible budget. So it will be more time consuming. You have to split between fixed and semi-variable. It's not straightforward. First is correct. Second, the range of output over which assumptions about how costs will behave could be difficult to determine exactly. So 2 is also correct. Let us read the 3. The flexible budget will give managers more opportunity to include budgetary slack than a fixed budget. No. The budget will encourage all activities and their value to the organization to be reviewed and assessed. So it is only 1 and 2. This shows that you have to be very good in budget. Okay, when coming to performance management. Next. The management accountant intends to use a spreadsheet for the flexible budget in order to analyze performance of the new battery. Which of the following statements are benefits regarding the use of spreadsheets for budgeting? So now you have to know the benefits of spreadsheet. What is it? The user can change input variables and a new version of budget can be quickly produced. Exactly. When you type in the Excel, you change the variables, automatically the output will change, right? New budget will come. Errors in a formula can be easily traced and data can be difficult to corrupt in a spreadsheet. No, you cannot easily trace the errors cannot be found in a formula easily unless you manually go and check each formula and see the formula. Third, a spreadsheet can take account of qualitative factors to have decision to be fully evaluated. No, we know that spreadsheet only takes quantitative factors. Fourth, managers can carry out sensitivity analysis more easily on a budget model which is held in a spreadsheet. Exactly. In spreadsheet, you just change one variable, rest all changes wherever the formula has been applied. Next. This is the third case study, right? Here you have been given the production cost per unit and all those things. Okay, so let us read the requirement first. Which 2 of the following statements would finance director have used to explain the Hellout company's board what the benefits were of adopting a target costing approach so early in the game's life cycle? So this is about target costing, okay? Just go through the options. So the two correct answer is this and this. The customer's requirement for quality, cost, and time scale are more likely to be included in decision on product development. And the next one is the company will focus on designing on out cost prior to production rather than cost control during live production. Okay. Next. What is the focus cost gap for the new game? Two decimal places. Okay, you need to scroll this. So, what is it? Focus cost gap for the new game. So you can read this. Okay. The answer is correct answer. Let me give you the correct answer and find out how it is 2.05. Okay, this is your challenge that you need to know how you got this 2.05, and it has to be in two decimal places. You cannot write it as 2 or 2.05 something. Okay. Next. The board of Hewlett has asked the finance director to explain what activities can be undertaken to close a cost gap on his computer games. Which two of the following would be appropriate ways for Hewlett to close a cost gap? Okay. So you have to know what is cost gap. The right answer is using standard components wherever possible in production. That is number one way to close the gap, and the other one is use the company's online gaming websites for marketing. Okay, next. The direct labor cost per unit has been based on an expected learning rate of 90%, but now the finance director has realized that 95% learning rate should be applied. Which of the following statement is true? So this is about target cost. Okay. It comes in management accounting also. Okay. Target cost will remain the same and the cost cap will increase. Okay. That's what will happen if from 90 to 95% the learning rate has changed. Cost will remain the same, the target cost, but the cost gap will increase. Next. Here. Hellout is thinking about expanding its business and introducing a new computer repair service for customers. The board has asked if target costing would be applied to this service. Which of the following statements regarding service and use of target costing within the service sector is true? Okay. So the right answer is the labor usage. Resource usage is high in service related to material requirements, right? Correct, right? When you're using services, you are using more labor in services. You need labor in services. You cannot use machines in services compared to your material requirements. Okay, let us read the other options and see why it's not true. The purchase of a service transfer ownerships to customer. No. A standard service cannot be produced, and so target costing cannot be used. Service characteristics include uniformity, perishability, and intangibility. No, you cannot say uniformity. Services are different. No, services cannot be uniform. The service which you give to one customer cannot be same you give to another customer. So itself is wrong. Okay. And it is, how can it be perishability? You cannot touch it, right? It's not something same. It's a feeling. You cannot. It's not a good that it will be perishable, right? Intangibility, yes, it is intangible, something which you cannot touch physically. But the other two are not right. They are not the characteristics of service. So it is this one. Next. With that, we have finished section B question. Okay. And next will be section C question, the most important one. Okay. Because section D is the area where students struggle for any applied skills paper, whether performance management, whether it is audit, whether it is tax. Section C is where you have to write and do your working. Is like you need to write. Okay, we don't have options to choose a correct answer. Okay, so it looks like this, where you will be given the following scenario. Based on this, you either have to type or either you have to use Excel to do workings. Okay, it's like you have to answer. So let us read this question. I'm not going to solve it here. It will be in part 3. where I'll be going to do part C questions. Okay. Discuss the financial and non-financial performance of jungle, and this question itself is for 20 marks. Okay, 7 marks for calculation, 13 for discussions. How are you going to answer this? How a student is going to tackle this type of questions? I will be coming up with that. I'll be showing you in the next one, part 3 of this. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you get the notifications of my latest videos. Okay, so see you in my next video.